Imagine a wall of flames tearing through dense forests. The air is thick with smoke, obscuring the once blue California sky. Homes are reduced to ashes. This is the stark reality of wildfires in Southern California. These devastating events have become increasingly frequent and intense, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. The impact on human life, property, and natural ecosystems is profound. Wildfires are a natural part of many ecosystems, but certain weather conditions can turn them into catastrophic events. Southern California is particularly vulnerable due to its dry climate and the notorious Santa Ana winds. These powerful winds, originating in the Great Basin, sweep westward towards the Pacific Ocean. As they descend, they compress and heat up, creating ideal conditions for wildfires to ignite and spread rapidly. Adding to the risk is the prolonged drought gripping the region, leaving vegetation tinder dry and highly flammable. Climate change is exacerbating these factors, with rising temperatures and altered precipitation patterns increasing the likelihood and severity of wildfires. While natural factors play a significant role, human activities are often the catalyst for these devastating fires. Aging power lines prone to sparking in strong winds are a major concern. Negligence, such as campfires left unattended or discarded cigarettes, also contribute to the problem. Furthermore, the increasing encroachment of human development into wildland areas, known as the Urban-Wildland interface, creates a dangerous proximity between homes and flammable vegetation. This interface, where human settlements meet undeveloped wildland, acts as a tinderbox, putting communities at greater risk. Understanding how wildfires ignite and spread is crucial for effective prevention and management. Wildfires are a natural part of many ecosystems, but their increasing frequency and intensity pose significant threats to both human life and the environment. Three elements are essential for a fire to start: fuel, oxygen, and heat. This combination, often referred to as the fire triangle, is the foundation of fire behavior. In Southern California, dry vegetation provides ample fuel, creating a tinderbox environment that is highly susceptible to ignition, while the Santa Ana winds supply a constant flow of oxygen. These winds can reach hurricane speeds, exacerbating the fire's intensity and speed. The heat source can be natural, such as a lightning strike, which can ignite dry vegetation instantly, but is often human-caused, as discussed earlier. Careless actions like unattended campfires, discarded cigarettes, and even intentional acts of arson contribute significantly to wildfire incidents. Once ignited, wildfires spread through direct contact with flames, consuming everything in their path, and, more importantly, through flying embers. These embers can be carried by the wind for miles, igniting new fires far from the original blaze. These embers, carried by the wind, can travel long distances, creating spot fires that can merge with the main fire, making containment efforts even more difficult. Igniting spot fires ahead of the main fire front. These spot fires can quickly grow and spread, further complicating firefighting efforts. Crown fires, where flames reach the top of trees, are particularly destructive, as they can leap from treetop to treetop, spreading rapidly and making firefighting extremely challenging. The intensity and speed of these fires often overwhelm firefighting resources, leading to widespread devastation. Beyond the immediate causes, several underlying issues contribute to the severity of wildfires in Southern California. These issues are deeply rooted in both natural and human-induced factors, creating a complex web of challenges that make wildfire management increasingly difficult. Decades of fire suppression policies have led to a buildup of dense, flammable vegetation in forests. This policy, while initially intended to protect, has inadvertently created a tinderbox of sorts, where the accumulated underbrush acts as a ready fuel source for fires. This creates a fuel load that, when ignited, results in more intense and destructive fires. The sheer volume of combustible material means that once a fire starts, it can spread rapidly and with devastating consequences, often overwhelming firefighting efforts. Invasive species such as cheatgrass further exacerbate the problem by outcompeting native plants and creating a continuous layer of highly flammable material. These invasive plants thrive in disturbed environments, spreading quickly and making it even harder to control wildfires. Adding to these challenges is the chronic water shortage in California, making it difficult to maintain adequate moisture levels in vegetation and hindering firefighting efforts. The persistent drought conditions dry out the landscape, turning it into a powder keg, ready to ignite at the slightest spark. Furthermore, funding for firefighting resources and forest management practices remains a constant battle, often lagging behind the growing threat. The increasing frequency and intensity of wildfires demand more resources, yet budget constraints and competing priorities often leave these critical areas underfunded. Turning the tide, a future free from wildfires. This vision is not just a dream but a necessity for the survival of our ecosystems and communities. Preventing future wildfire disasters requires a multifaceted approach that addresses both immediate triggers and underlying issues. This means not only responding to fires when they occur, but also taking proactive measures to prevent them from starting in the first place. One crucial strategy is controlled burns. These are small, carefully managed fires that reduce the amount of flammable material in forests and grasslands. These carefully planned and executed fires help reduce fuel load by safely burning away excess vegetation under controlled conditions. This practice can significantly lower the risk of larger, uncontrollable wildfires. Upgrading infrastructure, particularly power lines, is another critical step. Faulty or outdated power lines can spark wildfires, especially in dry, windy conditions. This includes burying power lines underground in high-risk areas and retrofitting existing lines with fire-resistant materials. These upgrades can prevent sparks that might ignite dry vegetation. Equally important is community preparedness. Communities must be educated and ready to act swiftly in the event of a wildfire. Educating residents about fire safety, encouraging defensible space around homes, and developing effective evacuation plans are essential. These actions can save lives and property when a wildfire strikes. Finally, addressing climate change through reducing greenhouse gas emissions and promoting sustainable land management practices is paramount to mitigating the long-term risks of wildfires. By taking these comprehensive steps, we can work towards a future where wildfires are less frequent and less devastating. Rebuilding and resilience, healing the scars. The aftermath of a wildfire is a scene of devastation. Homes are lost, landscapes are scarred, and communities are left grappling with the emotional and economic toll. Yet amidst the ashes, the spirit of resilience shines through. Reforestation efforts are underway, with volunteers planting new trees and restoring damaged ecosystems. Communities are coming together, supporting each other through the long process of rebuilding homes and lives. The journey to recovery is long and arduous, but with each passing day, hope takes root and life slowly returns to the charred landscapes. A shared responsibility, safeguarding our future. The fight against wildfires is not a solitary endeavor, but a shared responsibility. It requires collaboration between government agencies, communities, and individuals. Policymakers must prioritize funding for forest management, firefighting resources, and climate change mitigation efforts. Communities must embrace proactive measures like controlled burns and home hardening. Individuals can contribute by practicing fire safety, reducing their carbon footprint, and supporting organizations involved in wildfire prevention and recovery. By working together, we can create a future where wildfires are no longer a threat to the beauty and well-being of Southern California. Conclusion: a call to action for a fire-resilient California. The specter of wildfires looms large over Southern California, but it is not an insurmountable challenge. By understanding the causes, embracing proactive solutions, and fostering a shared sense of responsibility, we can protect our communities and our natural heritage. Let us act now, with urgency and determination, to create a fire-resilient California. where the beauty of our landscapes and the vibrancy of our communities are no longer threatened by the destructive power of wildfires.